Hey guys, it's Oscar again, back for another Shave of the Day, Scent of the Day recap. This is going to be another where the software, the soap and aftershave are a clone of another fragrance. So it's not a kind of a mix and match thing. It is straight up clone of a fragrance. Hardware, first of all, again, timeless bronze. Still not really getting used to it, but just kind of perfecting my technique. Use a Gillette Silver Blue again. Great shave again, no nicks, no cuts. And it's coming along really well, and it's still fantastic. Timeless. Also, I wanted to talk about a couple new additions to the den before I get to the giveaway. There will be a giveaway, by the way. First of all, man, I decided to kind of treat myself a little bit. Brad Sears, Shaveworks. I saw this. He posted on Facebook a link to a couple, what I believe he calls them ready-made brushes. So they weren't special order and they weren't made for Morrison Foundry. And Brad Sears, as you may know, is one of the premier brush makers in the community. And when I got to look at this, I mean, his picture was a fantastic picture, but in person, man, it's even better. It's almost, I don't know, a Beetlejuice kind of a design, if you want to say that, and it's a replica of a Everready 200 series, but it's a really nice deep caramel coloring. You can see the coloring here on the ferrule, but the striping is really nice, and kind of deep caramel color, and then the ivory in between, and then this is a silver tip knot. This is fantastic. I broke it in earlier, and I used it for the shave. So it still kind of has that, that Badger funk to it, but it came along really well in his first shave. So, and then I wasn't sure I was going to pull the trigger, and I had it, and I had the window open on my computer, and I was doing other stuff on the computer, but every now and then I'd look down and I'm like, am I going to do it? Am I going to do it? Am I going to do it? But then on one of the forums, somebody out in Italy says, he posts a link to this picture and says, hey, they don't ship to Italy. Can somebody buy this for me and send it? And that's when I said, no, I'm going to get it. So I jumped on it and I got it, and here it is. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So today was his maiden voyage, and it was amazing. Also, I've been wanting to talk about this. I haven't yet. I didn't know if I should do just a dedicated video to this, but then I figured, you know what, I'm going to use it, and I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to sing its praises. This is a scuttle from Mondo Cardenas and his partner at Diego Thermal Scuttles. He got me this, and he put Michael's initials on it. This is my second scuttle from them, and the other one it's moved on. I dropped a couple things on it. I dropped a brush on it once, and the handle fell from high. It's a bad story. The handle came off. I tried to super glue it. It didn't do that great. So I had a buddy at work who was getting into the whole process, into the whole the whole hobby, and I said, I'm getting this one. Would you like the old one? And I ran it by Mondo, and he was perfectly okay with that. So I passed it on to a new shaver whose name just happens to be Matthew Sanchez, and the other scuttle also had the MS initials on it. So it worked out. But I have this one, which is brand new. And if you've never used these, I would put these on par with, with Georgetown, with all the other scuttles out there. The groove work is fantastic. The glazing's fantastic. Has a nice little kind of a holder for the thumb so you can lather up. There's a little hole right here. That little hole right there. So if your lather kind of gets a little dry, you just you fill it with water, and then you kind of just tip it, and then it'll drop a little bit of water through the hole into the bowl. You can kind of keep lathering. So I attached Shave of the Day pictures separately, so if you happen to see that, you'll see the kind of lather that I was able to work up in the bowl with that soap. But again, Diego Thermal Scuttles, Armando Cardenas, and it's beautiful, beautiful work. There you go. All right, so onto the software. Shaveworks, out of the South Florida Wet Shavers Group, Mystic Oud. This is a clone of this Tom Ford Oud Wood from the Tom Ford private collection, I believe it's called. And it's one of the limited kind of collections from Tom Ford. Now, I got that in a raffle, Totally Fragrance Raffles Facebook group. Now, I I was delving into the oud scent profile a little bit, but the research I had done and the just kind of reviews that I'd gotten from oud can be, I mean, oud can be really good or it can be really bad. Again, scent is always subjective, depending on the person, of course. And when I won this raffle, I didn't. It was a raffle where there were several choices of different things you can choose from if you happen to win the raffle. So when my number was picked, I got in touch with the guy, with Rob Cumberland, who was running the raffle, and I asked for his input as to what I should get, and I asked him about the oud wood. Now, I had smelled a couple other Tom Ford private collection scents, fragrances, and I just wasn't crazy about them. Tobacco Vanille, wasn't crazy about it. It was a lot of his stuff. It can be very cloying, very like bam in your face, and you either really like it or you really hate it. And a couple of the ones that I had already smelled, I just was not crazy about. So I was hesitant, and I really wanted his Rob's opinion on it. And he said, try the oud wood. It's I had smelled other ouds before, and I kind of liked them, but some of them were really just off the charts, just like over the top in your face. And he said the oud wood is one of the most wearable ouds out there. And wearable, what that told me was it's not going to be in your face like cloying, but it's going to be just easier, if that makes any sense. So I got that. I actually got that first, and then this came out. So I got this. I was able to get this through Shaveworks to get the set. And I'll tell you what, I have a few. You saw with the Aventus, and also I have a few sets of software that are fragrance clones. Besides that, Executive Man from Sterling, along those lines, this is probably the closest scent to the actual scent that I've experienced. So a lot of these clones have some similarity to what their inspiration are, but this one is probably on top for me as far as how close it is to the actual fragrance. And if you've ever used Shaveworks, you know the performance is just awesome. And then with a good brush and lather it up in a good bowl or whatever, even face lathering, whatever. The scent is just amazing, especially colder weather this time of year. This stuff is just amazing, amazing. Now, as far as the fragrance, on basenotes.com, that is a fragrance Facebook page, or not a fragrance website, and you can pretty much punch in any fragrance and it'll give you all the notes, it'll give you reviews, it'll give you a history, who the perfumer is, whether it's male, female, unisex, whatever. It's a very informative. Basenotes.com along with fragrantica.com are the two pages that I go to the most to find out about fragrances. But the notes for Tom Ford Oud Wood are on the top. You have rosewood, cardamom, and Chinese pepper. So it's going to open a little bit of spiciness. To me, that doesn't last that long, which is not a bad thing, because in the middle, those are the top notes. In the middle, you have oud, sandalwood, and vetiver. So the oud isn't in the base, but it still hangs around, but it's not like over the top, in your face either. So it's in the middle. And then it's kind of coupled up with the sandalwood, so it gives it a little bit more of a woodiness. But what really makes it super like wearable and friendly to me is on the base. It has the tonka, the vanilla, and the amber. So there's a creaminess, if you will. You get that spiciness right away. Then you get the woodiness, and then you get the woodiness still hangs around, but you get the vanilla and tonka and the amber kind of adding a creaminess to that woodiness from the middle. So it's really just very like warm. That's what I think. I think of warm, and the projection. Two sprays of this, and you're good. I mean, I've gone through half of the day, and somebody kind of still noticing, hey, what are you wearing? So the longevity and the projection are really good with this, and it's on the higher end, and this is only a 50 milliliter. I'm not sure what it retails for, but it comes in 50 and 100. So it is on the higher end, but like I said, the fragrance Facebook page, and there's always other Facebook groups where you can acquire samples, and other websites that you can acquire samples for. So this will be this giveaway. So 3 milliliters, again, to 2 winners, to 2 people. Comment, just give me a comment on the video. Tell me that you're in for the raffle, or for the drawing. Again, I will use commentpicker.com, which is linked up to YouTube. You just enter the URL for the video, and then it takes all the comments, and it picks a winner. So 2 people will get 3 milliliters each of Tom Ford OUD Wood, so you can check it out. And thanks for watching. Comment, and I will also link the base notes page for Tom Ford OUD Wood to the bottom, so you can check it out yourself. Comment on the video, tell me that you're in, and good luck. And we'll do the drawing in a few days. All right. Thank you for watching. Hope everybody's well. Happy holidays.